Shalom, welcome to the Jewish Task Force. This is Chaim ben Pesach. Look at the racial double standard that exists in this country. Bill and Hillary Clinton are anti-Italian bigots. They have made statements against Italian Americans that are racist and bigoted. They hate Italian Americans. And yet, Hillary Clinton is allowed to be a serious contender for the presidency. Bill Clinton was elected twice to the presidency. And Hillary Clinton is the front runner for the Democrat presidential nomination. And according to the polls, she's doing very well, even against the Republican candidates. She's running even or even better against the Republican candidates. So she's a very serious contender. And yet, Bill and Hillary Clinton have a history of anti-Italian bigotry. And nobody cares about that. It's not even an issue because Italian Americans have no rights and white ethnic groups have no rights. Jews have no rights. Hillary Clinton, as we mentioned on another video that you can find here on YouTube, Hillary Clinton also has made numerous anti-Semitic remarks, vicious Nazi-like Jew-hating remarks, calling Jews all types of vicious names in front of many witnesses. But let's speak about, because we've spoken about that on the other video, we've spoken about her anti-Semitism. Let's speak about the anti-Italian bigotry of Bill and Hillary Clinton. Bill Clinton, in 1992, had a telephone conversation with Gennifer Flowers, who was one of his adulterous lovers. One of the people he committed adultery with, one of the many women that he slept around with when he cheated on his wife. And he and Gennifer Flowers said that Mario Cuomo, who at that time was the governor of the state of New York, acts like a mafioso. Now, I hate Mario Cuomo. He's a leftist Democrat. He's the scum of the earth. He's also an anti-Semite. He and his son, Andrew, are anti-Semites as well. I despise them. But to say that he's a mafioso just because he's an Italian-American is anti-Italian bigotry. I mean, you could say he's a leftist, and that would be true. You could say he's a disgusting person, he's a fraud, he's an opportunist. That would all be true. But to say he acts like a mafioso, which is what Bill Clinton said in that conversation with Gennifer Flowers in 1992, to say that Mario Cuomo acts like a mafioso is to say that just because he has a vowel at the end of his name, just because he's an Italian-American, he's a mafia. He's a mafia member. That anyone who's Italian American is like a mafioso. That is bigotry. That is racism against Italian Americans. Now, just to give you an illustration of how sick the situation is, and of how, if they had said this about blacks, they would be completely disqualified from running for the presidency. Bill Clinton would never have been elected president, and Hillary Clinton would not be a serious contender for the presidency next year, in next year's election, if they had said this about blacks. If they had said that Jesse Jackson, or Al Sharpton, or Barack Hussein Obama, or Louis Farrakhan, or some other black racist leader, if they had said that this black leader acts like a savage, or acts like an African cannibal, if they had said that, or acts like a Zulu, if they said that about Jesse Jackson or Al Sharpton or Barack Hussein Obama, I can assure you they would not be taken seriously as a presidential candidate. It would be the end of their political career. Saying anything against blacks or against Arabs or against Muslims is the third rail in American politics. You know, traditionally, there's a saying in American politics that saying anything about Social Security is like touching the third rail. You get electrocuted. It's suicidal in politics to say anything against Social Security because so many people get Social Security. That's not the third rail of American politics. The third rail of American politics is saying something in any way critical of blacks or Arabs or Muslims, the protected politically correct groups. That is the third rail of American politics. There is no free speech when it comes to blacks or Arabs or Muslims. We're not allowed to criticize honestly. It's the end of someone's political career. It's the end of someone's business career. It's the end for somebody if they dare say anything critical of blacks or Arabs or Muslims. And I'm not speaking about racism here. I'm not speaking about saying something racist. I'm speaking about legitimate criticism. I mean, to say that Mario Cuomo acts like a mafioso and not pay any political price. And there are Italian Americans who voted for them and still support them despite that, which shows how crazy some of the white people in this country are. How could any Italian American vote for the Clintons after they know that the Clintons are so bigoted against Italian Americans and look at every time they see an Italian American, they see a mafioso? I mean, how can any Italian American with any self-respect vote for somebody like that? And not only that, Now, I'm not Italian, I'm Jewish, but I resent the fact that these bigoted, unfair, vicious, stereotypical remarks are made about an ethnic group that works hard, that has contributed to America, that is patriotic. Italian Americans have contributed to this country tremendously. They're patriotic, good, hardworking people. They're not a bunch of welfare recipient bums who live off the dole and are sponging off the American people and destroying America's major cities. These are hardworking, decent, good people. And it's an outrage that we have a situation where people are allowed to spew racist, bigoted, prejudicial remarks against white ethnic groups with impunity, just as they're able to do it against Jews. The Clintons have expressed all types of anti-Semitic views over the years and never pay a price, and all the sick, self-hating Jews vote for them anyway. Not the Jews in JTF, though. In our organization, we despise the Clintons. We are right-wing Jews. We're proud right-wing Jews. And the Italian Americans in our organization are proud people who would never vote for the Clintons either. We are people with self-respect. We're a Jewish organization, but most of our members are not Jewish. About 60% of our members are not Jewish, because we welcome all decent people in our organization. But the people in our organization would never vote for them, would never support this type of vermin. But unfortunately, many people think that there's nothing wrong with bashing white people and bashing Italians and bashing Jews. They think there's nothing wrong with that. That's okay. Hillary Saddam Clinton, one of her main advisors on minority issues is Al Sharpton. She meets with him frequently. She consults with Al Sharpton. She loves Al Sharpton. She praises Al Sharpton. She speaks at his headquarters in Harlem. Al Sharpton said that Al D'Amato is a cracker. He used the anti-white racist slur cracker in referring to Al D'Amato. Al Sharpton said that whites who want to do business in Harlem are white interlopers, and he incited one of the demonstrators. He demonstrated against a white store owner named Freddie, and the store was called Freddie's, and then one of his black demonstrators walked into the store and murdered 6 people. And Sharpton said they're white interlopers. They don't want no white interloper coming into Harlem. We don't want no white interloper coming into Harlem. Sharpton said that Jews are diamond dealers. And Sharpton said the Greeks are all homos. That's all okay. You can attack the Jews, the Greeks. You can attack white businessmen who just want to make a living and go into a neighborhood and open a store, which any American should have a right to do if it's a free country. That you could do. You can make all the racist remarks, call white people crackers, all of those things Sharpton has done, and he is a trusted advisor and consultant to Hillary Saddam Clinton. And despite this history of her associating with racists and anti-Semites and bigots, and her and her husband are racists and anti-Semites, despite this history, she's the front runner for the Democrat presidential nomination. And according to the polls, she runs even or is even running ahead of Republican candidates next year in the race for the presidency. The latest polls show her actually with a lead in the race for the presidency. What type of crazy country is this? That is perfectly acceptable. She doesn't pay any price for being being anti-Italian, for being anti-Semitic, for being anti-Greek. She doesn't pay any price for that. But if she had dared say anything against blacks, if she dared to say anything against Arabs or Muslims, oh, that would be a different story. You remember she said that her and her daughter are studying Islam. They think it's a beautiful religion. They want to become Muslim. Hillary Clinton wants to be a Muslim. She was studying Islam. Her and her daughter are studying it because they think it's such a beautiful religion. They want to study it. They wore the Muslim chador when they went to visit Muslim Nazi countries. What a hideous family. What hideous, disgusting vermin. And she is going to be president of the United States, God forbid? We've got to do everything we can to stop it. Join with us. You see the address of our great website? That's the address of our great forum. It's the best forum anywhere on the internet. I know we say unpopular things and politically incorrect things. Somebody has to do that, though. Shalom.